The 17th edition of Plume et Pellicule was remarkable on many levels. First of all, in regard to Plume, our writing workshop, the professional scene, despite a persistently delicate sanitary situation, all the participants were able to join the residency at the Mercy Castle, and only 2 consultants out of the 6 had to work virtually. The others were present among the writers, including Christopher Hampton, who was warmly welcomed by the participant, desirous to congratulate him on his 2nd Oscar. The atmosphere of Plume was very feminine this year. Out of the 12 writers, 8 were women. A natural coincidence since the scripts are selected over a strictly blind copy process. So the workshop was colored with a slightly different energy, a very joyful one and still very studious and intense. In 1 week, Dreamago organized 160 meetings. Each writer had 16 consultations of 1 or 2 hours, in addition to the master classes with producers, directors and writers. All they'll need was to focus for an entire week on their project and its future. But we didn't remain in the castle to work on our own. Plume would certainly be very incomplete without Pellicule, our movie festival and its audience. This year we had once again wonderful screenings, 100 persons at a time, booked in advance, but it's so much better than being unable to meet. It's so much better to have the opportunity to share collective emotions. This is the reason why we are so pleased. We cannot talk about this edition without highlighting the movies that brought Christopher Hampton his 2nd Oscar, The Father. To begin with, the movie was a masterpiece, and the quality of the exchanges between Christopher Hampton and its audience was wonderful. In order to introduce the film, we screened the tribute edited by Frank Obadia. In fact, it's a difficult task not to talk about each screenings. But if I had to summarize, I'd say that this year Dreamago focused on Swiss cinema and women. One evening to celebrate both women and their rights movement with The Divine Order by Petra Volpe, a film about Swiss women's right to vote that was legalized only 50 years ago. And before this, we screened Women Proud, a short movie directed by Mélanie Pitlou, who captured the massive women's march for equal rights that took place in Sion in 2019. An evening to screen the beautiful movie My Little Sister, directed by Stéphanie Chua and Véronique Raymond, who came to share with the audience and also with the resident writers at the Mercier Castle. And on the closing night of Plume et Pellicule, we had the premiere screening of Spagat by the Swiss-German filmmaker Christian Johannes Koch, who came with his leading actress Rachel Braunschweig. The program of this year also offered the public 2 privileged encounters. One with the writer Gilles Paris, author of Biography of a Zucchini, in a very intimate meeting that took place on the terrace of the Mercier Castle. The other one with the French actor Didier Flamand, a very inspiring actor who played in more than 150 movies. Nicolas Bilder edited a tribute montage showing the audience the extension of his talent. The feedback survey among spectators, as well as the after-screening interviews, confirmed us that the pleasure we took in sharing the selected movies and their special guests matched the viewers' expectation. This was a real blessing. So after this 17th edition, who was so wonderful, such a big success, we really wanted to say thank you. Thank you to the writers who trusted us with their script. Thank you to the audience who came to share with us the movies we have chosen. But also, particularly thank you to you, our partner, you without who we couldn't make it happen. So thank you so much. We are very, very grateful. And we tell you, see you next year for the 18th edition. Thank you.